Welcome to another Tech Help video brought to you by AccessLearningZone.com. I'm your instructor, Richard Rost. Today we're going to make a customer report without reinventing the wheel. In other words, we're going to take the customer form that we built in an earlier video and use the parts from that to quickly make a customer report. Today's question comes from Adriana in Paramus, New Jersey, one of my Platinum members. She says, I just spent an hour getting my customer form looking perfect. Is there a way to turn this into a report without starting from scratch or spending another hour redoing everything? Well, yeah, of course there is. And we can basically use most of the parts from that customer form and put them right on a report. Now, this video is for the beginners, but I got a couple of videos I'd like you to watch first. If you haven't watched my free Microsoft Access Beginner Level 1 course, go watch this now. This will give you all the foundational understanding that you need to work with Access. Now, I've got a blank database template that I use for most of my videos, and I'd like you to watch this video where I teach you how I set up my main menu, my customer form, and that kind of stuff. And in that video, I teach you all the basics that, so I don't have to reinvent the wheel every time I do a video. And in this video, in my invoicing video, I create a blank invoicing template. All right, it's basically just a blank invoice with all the settings that I like for my margins and things like that. So if you want to see how I built that, go watch this video too. These are all free videos. I'll put links to them down below. Okay, this is my Tech Help free template. This is the database that I built in those videos, and you can get a free copy off my website if you want to. In here, I've got a customer form that's got all the basic information for my customers, first name, last name, and so on. And I'm going to take this and make a report out of it. Now, you can print forms if you want to, but we generally don't. Forms are used on the screen for data entry and viewing. Reports are used for printing or sending them in a format like a PDF file. All right. Now, with reports, you can right-click on them and go print, preview, or print. You can't do that with a form, but you can go up to File and then Print. And here's the print options for that form. If I click Print Preview, as you can see here, that's what you get. And that's going to look just like the form. You're going to get all the records here. You can filter it beforehand to see just one a record if you want to, but no, we don't print forms unless it's just for you and it's something quick. But to make a nice printout, you want to make a report out of it. Now, in my invoicing video, I created this thing here called the blank R. This is just a blank report, right? I set up my margins and I put header sections on and all that. I covered that in that invoicing video, but you could start with just a blank report if you want to. Now, one thing that I wish they had, and Sammy, we could add this to the list. We have a list going on of our wish list of things we'd like to see to access. One thing that'd be nice is if you could right-click on a form and go save as or change to a report, right? There are some things you can do with objects in here. For example, if you have, a text box, you can right-click and go change to and change it to something else. This would be a nice feature for them to add for changing forms into reports. But unfortunately, they don't have that option, but we can do it ourselves. So the first step we're going to do is we're going to come down here and take this blank R, and I'm going to copy and paste it. Control-C, Control-V. We'll call this my customer R, my customer report. Okay, I like to end all my reports in R, forms in F, all that good stuff. So right-click, Design View. Now we're going to make design changes to this guy. I'm going to get rid of this text box that I have in here. And what I'm going to do is basically copy the objects off of the customer form. All right. So I'm going to come in here, right click, design view on the form. And I am going to grab all of this stuff. No need to grab those buttons. Just select all that stuff, copy, back over to the report, click in the detail section and hit paste. And there they are. I'm just going to slide them down just a little tiny bit. There we go. So there's all of our objects from the form. All right. Let's save this and close it. And I'm going to close this down too. And let's take a look at what we got in the customer report. Right click and then print preview is way down on the bottom. All right, it's off my screen recording, but print preview down here, right? And there's my report. Now, if I zoom in and see it, it says pound name. What does that pound name mean? That means that the report has no idea what these fields are. All right, I want to show you this because this is a mistake a lot of people make. Let's go back to design view. We never bound this report to a data source. Okay, all of these fields have control sources called first name, last name, email, but the report itself doesn't have one. So double click here to bring up the properties for the report. On the data tab, find record source. This is where you're getting your records from. Okay, drop that down, pick customer T, save it, and then we're going to close it. And now we can do a right click print preview and we can see there's some data in there. Okay, great. All right, now we got to make a couple more changes. First thing I'm going to do is I'm going to move these fields down over under here, and we're going to expand this notebook. So we got a lot of room over here, right? We can make this bigger if you want to. So again, right click, design view. I'm going to open up this detail section a little more, make it taller. We're going to take these guys here, click and drag and drop them right under there. Then I'm going to take these labels and resize those to the left. See how I did that? And if you want to make these bigger, you can, but these fields are large enough for the data that's in there. Okay, now this comes all the way out here just shy of 8 because we have 8.5 inches across, and I have I think it's a 1/4 inch margin. You can see that under page setup, and then go to margins, and I'm under narrow, yes. All right, 0.25, so we got a 1/2 inch margin, so we want to come just shy of 8 inches over here, which means this thing can go all the way out to about there before it runs onto the next page. And I'm going to make that as tall as that section is right there. Okay, look good. Now, you might not want this to print in yellow. That's understandable. Just come over here, format, and then drop this down and pick white if you want to, or you can make it transparent. That's fine too. Okay, in fact, all these are white. You might want to change these to transparent too, in case you decide to put a background color or something on there. All right, page setup. Oh, no, sorry. Format. Drop this down. Transparent. There we go. Now everybody's transparent except the customer ID. We're going to leave that gray. Okay. Save it. Let's close it. Right click, print preview, and okay, looks good. Looks good. All right. Notice how down here this guy is getting cut off. Okay, that's because this thing's hitting its max limit vertically and it can't get any bigger. For that, we're going to use a property called can grow, can shrink. We're going to go back to design view. We're going to pick this object here. We're going to double click on the border so it brings up the properties. I'm going to find format, and we're going to find can grow, can shrink. Where are you? Can grow and can shrink. They're both down here. They're set to no, because on forms, can grow, can shrink doesn't work. There is a property on the form, but it doesn't work unless you're printing the form, which we don't do. So set that to yes, set that to yes. I'm just double clicking. It changes it for a yes, no field. Don't forget, you also have to set the can grow property of the detail section itself. Otherwise, this detail section will be locked at that height. All right, can grow is also yes. You can make it can grow if you don't want it to grow. Okay, or can shrink if you don't want it to shrink too. Okay, you know what I'm talking about. Too much coffee this morning. All right, let's save it, close it, close it. Let's open her back up again. Right click, print preview, and there we go. You can see now it's growing as tall as it needs to be to fit the data, and it'll push whatever's below it down to page 2 and page 3 and page 4 and so on. It'd be nice to see those page numbers at the bottom, wouldn't it? Well, let's come in here. We're going to design view, and in the page footer, right down here, this goes on the bottom of every page. Remember what our sections do, right? Page header, page footer go on the top of each page. Report header goes once at the beginning of the report, and it actually goes under the page header, which is weird the way they've got it, but that's how it works. And then the report footer goes at the end of the report once, but again, it'll go above the bottom page footer. So maybe those should be flipped. I don't know. I don't like this, but that's just, you got to get used to it. But down here in the page footer, we can add page numbering. Now there's a way to do it up here. There's something on the menu, but I just do it manually. I'm going to copy this guy here, copy, paste, and I'm going to now move it down into the page footer. Get rid of the label. And now take this text box, put it where you want it, and open her up. All right, let's go to the All tab. Scroll to the top. Now, control source, we're going to come in here and say equals page ampersand quote of, with some spaces around the of, and pages, like that. All right, I'm going to zoom in so you can see that better. Okay, it's going to be equals page, and you don't have to type those brackets if you don't want to. Right? And then it's ampersand for some concatenation. That's putting multiple strings together. Of, with some spaces in there inside the double quotes, and then pages. Page is a keyword. It's a special word that says put the current page number that you're at right there. And pages will put the total number of pages. So this will say 1 of 3, right? Or 6 of 15. Okay, hit OK. And give this a good name too instead of text 2, right? Page num box or whatever you want to call it. Save it, close it, close it. Let's open her back up again. Right click, print preview. And there we go. And you can see down there, it's in a box. Let's turn that box off. That's one thing I don't want all those boxes. You can turn all the boxes on all of these off if you want to. Literally, it's just click on the box, go to Format, drop down the Shape Outline, and pick Transparent. And if you want to do them to the rest of them, you can. I kind of like them in this one. Close it, open it back up again, Print Preview, and there we go. I'm going to close this. And you can see down there, you got 1 of 13, 2 of 13, 3 of 13, and so on. There's your page numbers. One more thing in here, I'm going to put customer report across the top for a page, or excuse me, for a report header. We're not going to have a page header. We're going to have a report header, though. So I'm going to grab a label. You can grab one off of here and just copy and paste it, or you can come back up here to report design. I'm going to copy and paste right there. We're going to come in here and make this bigger. This is just a label now. It's going to say customer report. I'm going to go to Format. Let's make it big. 24 point. Maybe 22 point. We'll make it bold. That looks pretty good. Let's put a line underneath it. Let's go to Report Design, grab the Line tool, which is this guy. We're going to click underneath here and go swoop right across. Get it nice and straight. There we go. Maybe put one on the bottom too, right? Let's copy this. And I'm going to click on the page footer and paste it. Now be very careful. It's right up against the top of the page footer. We're going to just move the mouse right there and grab it and drag it down a little bit. Like that. See if I get it exactly right. There you go. Some of this is a lot more of an art than a science, okay? Make this a little bit smaller. Save it, close it, right click, print preview, and there we go. It looks pretty good. All right. And that header only shows up on the first page. That's fine. If you want to learn more about some of the things I just covered, I'm going to put some links down below. I've got a video on the can grow, can shrink properties. This video talks more about the page numbering. And this one talks a lot more about string concatenation. That's putting those different strings together into one. Now, how do I open this? I like to give my users a way to open the customer report. Let's put a button right here on the main menu. Right click, Design View. And I'm going to go up here, Form Design, sorry. Get a command button, drop it down here. All right, report operations, preview report. If you do open report, it'll open it in regular mode. If you go print report, it'll send it right to the printer. I like preview report. Okay, there's also send it to a file if you want to send it to a PDF. You can mail it directly with email. I'm just going to use preview report because on preview report, you get all those other options too, but you can see the report before you print it. That's what I like. Which report are you printing? I'm printing the customer report. Next. All right, let's change this to text and customer report. Just like that. Next. Give it a meaningful name. Customer report button. That's the name of the button. And then finish. And then we'll put it right underneath here. Customer report, just like that. And I'm going to close my main menu. Save changes, yes. Open her back up again. And there we go. There's my customer report. And it print previews it for you. Now you can see all the other options are up here too. You can send it to a PDF file, all that stuff. You can print it. Now, if you notice when you open this report up, it's going to open up a report for all people, all users, all customers in your system, right? And a lot of people ask me, well, how can I open this just for one customer, right? Like if I'm on a particular customer's record like me, can I have a button over here that opens up just the customer report for this specific customer? Yes, you can do it. I've got a whole separate video where I explain how to do that. There's a few steps involved. Go watch this video. That'll explain that. And the last thing I'm going to do is I'm actually going to update my Tech Help free template. I'm going to update the blank template. So now we're going to make this version 1.96 like that. Because I like having this customer report in there. I'm going to use it in future videos. And then I can just tell you guys to come and watch this instead of showing you how to reinvent the wheel every time. And I like to change the background color of this guy just a little bit. Let's go to Format and click on the Detail section and drop it down. And let's go that. There we go. Just a little, I like just a little change. Maybe a little more than that. Let's see. Let's go like that. Yeah, there we go. That's good. Make this darker. Okay. Save it, close it, open it back up again. There we go. Version 1.96. If you like learning with me, you want to learn more, I got tons of different lessons on my website. I got 9 levels of beginner lessons, 32 expert lessons, 6 advanced lessons, and 48, I think I'm up to right now, developer lessons. And in the beginner lessons, I cover all the beginner stuff, like a lot of the stuff we covered today. Level 1 is free. which you can watch on my website, on my YouTube channel. And in level 9, I think it is, beginner level 9, we talk more about reports with the can grow and can shrink properties. Lots of different stuff with reporting. So if you want to learn more about reports, this is the one for you, beginner level 9. And I cover a little bit of reporting in a lot of different levels because I'm not one of those guys. I'm not like you got to learn all of reports now and all of forms. I teach a little bit of this and a little bit of that and a little bit of this. It's kind of how you'll learn better that way. The breadth first learning approach. But that is going to do it for today, folks. That's your tech help video. I hope you learned something. Live long and prosper, my friends. I'll see you next time. A special thank you and shout out to our diamond sponsors. Juan Soto with Access Experts Software Solutions, manufacturing experts specializing in Access and SQL Server. Sammy Shama with Shama Consultancy, a certified Microsoft Access expert who offers personalized one-on-one tutoring. And Amanda Nicole Consulting, specializing in helping businesses move from complex Excel sheets to an Access database. You'll find links to the diamond sponsors in the description down below the video. If you enjoyed this video, please give me a thumbs up and post any comments you may have below. I do try to read and answer all of them as soon as I can. Make sure you subscribe to my channel, which is completely free. Click the bell icon and select all to receive notifications when new videos are posted. Want to learn more? Click the Show More link below the video to find additional resources and links. YouTube does a pretty good job of hiding it. It's right down there. See this part of the description here, right? The name, the video's up here. There's a little Show More down there, right down the bottom. It's kind of hard to find. But once you click on that, you'll see a list of other videos, additional information related to the current topic, free lessons, and lots more. And YouTube no longer sends out email notifications when new videos are posted like they used to do. But if you'd like to get an email every time I post a new video, click on the link to join my mailing list. And you can pick how frequently to get emails from me, either as they happen, daily, weekly, or monthly. Now, if you'd like to become a paid member of my channel and receive all kinds of awesome perks, click on the Join button. You'll see a list of all the different membership levels that are available, each with its own special perks, including my extended cut videos, access to my code vault, lots of VBA source code in there, template downloads, and lots more. I'll talk more about these perks at the end of the video. Even if you don't want to commit to becoming a paid member and you'd like to help support my work, please feel free to click on the tip jar link. Your patronage is greatly appreciated and will help keep these free videos coming. I got some puppies to feed. But don't worry, no matter what, these free tech help videos are going to keep coming. As long as you keep watching them, I'll keep making more, and they'll always be free. Now, if you really want to learn Access and you haven't tried my free Access Level 1 course, check it out now. It covers all the basics of Microsoft Access, including building forms, queries, reports, and more. It's over 4 hours long. You can find it on my website or on my YouTube channel. I'll put a link down below you can click on. And did I mention it's completely free? The whole thing, free, 4 hours. Go watch it. And okay, a lot of you have told me that you don't have time to sit through a 4-hour course. So I do now have a quicker Microsoft Access for Beginners video that covers all the basics faster in about 30 minutes. And no, I didn't just put the video on fast forward. But I'll put a link to this down below as well. Now, if you like level 1, level 2 is just $1. That's it, $1. And that's another whole 90-minute course. Level 2 is also free for paid members of any level, including supporters. So if you're a member, go watch level 2. It's free. Okay, want to get your question answered in a video just like this one? Visit my tech help page and send me your question there. Members get priority, of course. While I do try to read and respond to all of the comments posted below in the comments section, I only have time to go through them briefly a couple of times a month, and sometimes I get thousands of them. So send me your question here on the tech help page, and you'll have a better chance of getting it answered. And while you're on my website, be sure to stop by my Access forum. We've got lots of lively conversations about Microsoft Access and other topics. I have a fantastic group of moderators who help me answer questions. Shout out to Alex, Kevin, Scott, Adam, John, Dan, Juan, and everybody else who helps out on the site. I appreciate everything you do. I couldn't do it without you. Be sure to follow my blog, find me on Twitter, and of course on YouTube. Yeah, I'm on Facebook too, but I don't like Facebook. Don't get me started. Now, let's talk more about those member perks if you do decide to join as a paid member. There are different levels: silver, gold, platinum, and diamond. Silver members and up get access to all of my extended cut tech help videos, one free beginner class every month, and some other perks. Gold members get all the previous perks plus access to download the sample databases that I build in my tech help videos, plus access to my code vault where I keep tons of different functions that I use, the code that I build in most of the videos. You'll also get higher priority if you do submit any tech help questions. Now, answers are never guaranteed, but you do go higher in the list for me to read them. And if I like your question, you got a good chance of it being answered. You'll also get one free expert level class each month after you've finished the beginner series. Platinum members get all the previous perks plus even higher priority for tech help questions. You get access to all of my full beginner level courses for every subject. And I cover lots of different subjects like Word, Excel, VBA, ASP, lots of different stuff, not just Access. These are the full-length courses found on my website. You get all the beginner ones. In addition, once you finish the expert classes, you get one free developer class per month. So lots of training. And finally, you can also become a Diamond sponsor. You'll have your name or your company name listed on a sponsors page that will be shown on each video as long as you're a sponsor. You'll get a shout out in the video and a link to your website or product in the text below the video and on my website. So that's it. Once again, my name is Richard Rost. Thank you for watching this video brought to you by accesslearningzone.com. I hope you enjoyed. I hope you learned something today. Live long and prosper, my friends. I'll see you again soon.